All right, guys, everybody's talking about this now. I talked about it a couple of months ago, so I might as well give my opinion, my views on this movie that's going to be coming out called Karen. Now, Karen is the latest in a string of movies that I've been identifying as racial trauma porn. I did that video a couple of months ago. My viewers, you probably remember that. Racial trauma porn. At the time, I cited two movies, TV series, whatever the hell they were. I call them bullshit. One was called Them, and the other one was called Two Distant Strangers. And what raised the flag for me is that these shows just perpetually show black people as helpless victims, not just victims of a stick up or something like that, but victims of slaughter, of brutality, of demoralization, of degradation, like all of these things they're doing to black people. And they're giving this to us in the name of entertainment. And I said that it's probably exploitation, right? So you got this new one, Karen, coming out. So let me get into this, guys. But first, this is the gospel according to Mark with a C. He is I and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. So congratulations to some black people out there. You have a movie called Karen, which confirms all of your paranoia, which is the reason why this crap exists in the first place. Because they want to play and they want to exploit black paranoia, black victimhood. And we keep shoveling this in and we think somehow this isn't going to damage us. I think that this is nothing more than a psyop. When you look at the context of what's going on in this world and in this country, the absolute last thing you need to be putting into your mind is something like this. Something like Them, something like Two Distant Strangers, and now Karen. Karen, of all things. Like, how racist can you get? And not racist, I don't throw that word around too often, all right? How can a movie be racist? When it's programming, that's how. And that's what this is. You have otherwise rational, educated people out there who is talking about how they fantasize about bashing white people's heads in. Just random white people, right? So when you see black people walking down the street, and they just clock some white person or some Asian person upside the head, it's because they perceive this person as being privileged. Privileged is like the original sin, for white people in this society today. But what's worse than being privileged? Victimized, and having your victimization be weaponized. That's worse. And that's what you have in too much of the black community. You have a sense of victimhood, and that in itself is a sense of entitlement. You entitle yourself to be free from all accountability, to be free from all conscience. It's just, I have no control over my life. I'm caught up in this wave of white supremacy, and the only thing that's going to save me from this is by doing away with white people. Right? And you have bullshit like online sites like The Root and everything, and they feed into this. They feed into it. And we don't see, like I said before, how it damages us on the inside. It used to be that we used to challenge ourselves, to raise ourselves in dignity. But now we wallow in the worst parts of humanity, where we harbor terrible thoughts, about our fellow man. And it doesn't matter if they're white. There's so much self-hatred going on in the black community as well. Where does it stop? So you can have something like this, something like a Karen, right? Where you just, you get this white woman who, we're all just so jealous of, in this community. Karen. And this person who's directing this movie, Coke Daniels. We had Little Marvin. Now we have Coke Daniels. It makes me miss the days when our black film creators had normal names like Spike, but now we got Coke, who's out here. And all it is exploitation. If you watch the trailer, all of just stereotypes are there. All of the cliches are there, calling the cops for nothing, trying to set up the black man. This is like, urban legends, there's a lot of black moms who are insecure in the black community who tell their sons, don't you bring no white woman home. Don't you bring, and they watch movies like Get Out, and they're like, the message they got from Get Out is, see, that's what happens when you mess with Becky. You know what I mean? It's embarrassing. It's time to let it go. But that's what we're dealing with. So you would think that a movie like Karen would not be well received. You would think that you could identify it as the trash that it is. But when you look in the comment section of the trailer for Karen, what do you see? You see a bunch of people talking about, I can't wait to see this. Ooh, I can't wait. You know we all gonna watch it, right, y'all? Watch party. You know what I mean? Negative programming. That's all this is. And we have to stop it because it visits onto our children. And that's, like I said, I mean, that's always going to be the bottom line with me. It's like, don't we want to be the generation that stops this nonsense, that wants to challenge ourselves to do better? Do you want to be victims and you want your children to be victims and your grandchildren to be victims? These people who are making these movies are traitors. Okay? We have to identify them as such. I've been to many communities. I think that's what the problem is. There's a lot of people who ain't been outside their own communities and stuff to see that there are black people living all over the place. You know, in the trailer, you would have, you know, people believe that black people never find their way into the suburbs. Some of the largest houses that I used to, you know, back when I was much younger, I used to deliver on a furniture truck. You know, so we would go in carrying couches, beds, and stuff like that. And we would come up to the biggest, grandest, most expensive homes. And we would ring the doorbell, and I would be like, holy crap. When the door opened, it would be black people. It would be a black woman right there in the heart of, you know, the suburbs, out in the sticks, the boonies, you know, living side by side with whoever. You know, white people, Asian people, Indian people, you know. But movies like this, they play to a very specific group of people who hold these ideas that they're always being held down and they're always going to be victims, and they keep them there in their minds on that mental plantation, and they teach that to their children. That's what makes this poison. So you got to step up. You have to challenge it. You have to defy it every time you get a chance. You know, even on a small platform such as mine, I make noise, all right? And one day somebody of influence maybe, will hear it, whatever the case may be. But this is ridiculous, man. You know, so, and it's just going to keep on going on. It's just going to keep going, you know. The more people just continue, you know, you got people in government, you know, who also want to keep black people in that victim mentality. One of them sitting in the White House right now. You know, I don't want to get too political, but it's the truth. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to tell the truth because somebody has to. More of us need to. The soft bigotry of low expectations. That's what this is. And anytime you show this to an audience, to me, you're telling them that you think they're fucking stupid. Well, I reject it. What do you guys think? You can get in the comment section and let me know. I'll leave the trailer in the comment. I'll leave the link to the trailer in the comment section so you can check it out yourself. Karen. Take that shit and shove it up your ass, Coke Daniels, you traitor. Like, share, subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.